Guys, it's me. I'm back.
What's up, party people?
We're like, Max, come on.
All right, this show is taking a turn for the. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Monster Bass Live. As you can see, I'm fumbling with my headphones. Jared was kind enough to hook me up with some headphones, so I don't have to wear those giant things, and that way I can wear funny hats and really have a fun time with the show. If you're tuning in, we got a great show for you today. We've got Steve Chapman on the show. We've got the golden tickets. We might even cut open some baits and see what's on the inside. I don't really know. I haven't quite decided. It's been a heck of a week. I feel like I packed 2 weeks into one. Probably because we're trying to get ready. You know, we're going fishing tomorrow. We're hopping an 8:30 flight, and we're gonna do some fishing down the coast of California, a little bit farther than the coast, but super excited. If this is your first time tuning in, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, or at least head over to where you'd like to watch your favorite podcast and give us a follow. We'd really appreciate it. As always, we're going to have the hotline open, and we're going to take your live calls. So today's a special show. Now, Max isn't with us because I'm on a bit of a time crunch because I am going away with the boys this weekend, and so I need to take my girl out to dinner. So I can't spend as much time as I normally would messing around with Max and things like that. Plus, you know, our guest is kind of special, so we want to make sure that we give him our full attention. So today we're going to talk about all things subscription box related. We're going to talk about fishing. And when we open up the hotline, I'm looking for you guys to chime in. This is no holds barred. Give me the good, the bad, the ugly. This is all about how can we make Monster Bass better from your perspective, from our guest perspective. We're going to talk about his channel and all the and the quality content that he provides. And as always, we're gonna talk with you, the viewer, because that's what makes the Monster Bass community so special. Is the opportunity for you to interact with me, interact with our guests, and you know, talk about whatever's on your mind. So let's. I want to quickly look at the chat. We got some good people. David, is it Siley? Where in upstate New York are you, my friend? I see T-Rex. I see Model Fishing. I see Gramps. I see Fish in the Southeast. We got a lot of people. I could name you all. I see a lot of familiar faces, so I'm kind of excited. I don't know if you guys saw this week. I was cutting open some baits. This guy sent me a bait, and he told me about how it had a tungsten rattle in it. I was like, you guys got to be kidding me. Give me a break. It doesn't have tungsten in it. It looked like a $2 Walmart bait. All right. Let's jump right in. I got some baits here. I got, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret tomorrow. This is unpublished. Tomorrow on the store, I'm going to give away river to sea glide baits for free. Now, there's a catch, obviously. I can't just give them away for free or I go out of business. All you got to do is spend $10 at the store. I don't care how you spend the $10, and you get a free river to sea glide bait. All you got to do is use promo code RIVER. Make sure you got that glide bait in the checkout. And it's the only river to sea glide bait we got. So there's one of them. You want it for free? Spend $10. They go for $15 on Tackle Warehouse because, you know, we don't make up the prices like anyone else. We mostly use Tackle Warehouse when it's available. So, yeah, so you can get yourself a free river sea glide bait. I've got one right here. No kidding. in the package. River Sea Glide bait. Comes in like 10 different colors. I don't know. It's the ICBM. The Cold War's over, and that's why we're giving away for free. It's 115, 120 millimeter glide bait. Great for this time of year. You guys will love it. I got a few extras. I'm hooking you guys up. So, I'm looking for active phone lines today, folks. Active freaking phone lines. I want lots of good questions. Let's see if we can stump this guy. He's a pretty smart guy. He's been around the industry a long time. He's got a pretty popular channel if you haven't noticed lately. And so I'm hoping that after you've watched this show, if you aren't familiar, that you give him a subscribe too. He's a good friend of the show. He's an honest opinion. And he's not afraid to speak the truth. And so let's give a warm welcome to our guest today, Mr. Steve Chapman. How's it going,
How
bro?
are you? Hey, look at this.
Oh, where'd you get one of those?
I don't know. Maybe you gave that. Did I get this from you?
Oh, yeah, you did.
I had to have, because it was in my working box. I guess that's the best way to put it. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good. I'm sorry I missed you at ICAST.
So this is going to be odd because I've got lots of questions for you. So it's going to be going back and forth.
Okay.
I'm not calling it ICAST. I'm calling it iCovid, just so you know, from here on out.
Just so you know, there's so many people that I know that came home
So many.
that got COVID from the show. Like literally, like I've got like Dina Vick, who was supposed to handle our PR, she's got it. Keaton, who works on my team, he's got it. There's all these people that literally all came home with COVID.
Did you see the list of professional anglers who are in Major League Fishing who got it?
I did. It's crazy.
It's a little bit crazy. When you go to ICAST, how many years have you went to ICAST?
About 12.
Okay, so we've been about the same. When you go as somebody that is look to meet distributors, buy product. I mean, we didn't even see each other in 3 days.
Right. And it wasn't a big show.
Did you have like scheduled meeting after meeting after meeting for 3 consecutive days?
Yeah. So back in the day, when I was at Lucky Tackle Box, they would literally have a meeting for me booked every 30 minutes with a 10-minute break in between each meeting so you could get to it. And yeah. I must have done that for a good 5 years. And you know, one year I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it different. I'm not going to book any meetings. I'm going to walk the show. And if it's the Strike Kings of the world, you can book me for a meeting. But other than that, I want to walk the show. And it was the most enjoyable show that year because I got to see the show, because normally I'm just like, all right, booth 1634, let's go. Yeah. And I saw nothing. And so I as of late, my approach has been this. If you have a meeting and you need me there, book me, put it in my calendar, and I'll be there. If not, I'm going to walk the show and just, see people, because it's usually a reunion, right? It's more of for me. And I'm not looking to buy anything at the show. I'm looking to get a sense of what's new and how we can be strategic with those brands and those baits. I'll give you a good example. I used to go and before Live Target used to see, when Live Target first came out, they were this premium brand. They were like, we're going to be high end. We're not really interested in working with any of the boxes. And then they came out with that Sunfish. They won at ICAST Best Product, and they overproduced that bait so much that I think still today they're sitting on containers full of them, right? And so I worked with them for a few years, and to the point where we had earned a strategic seat at the table, where we said, we're going to launch new baits. We're going to give them to you prior to ICAST so that you can build buzz going into ICAST. Mm-hmm. And we're going to literally not view you the way that they do today. Because today, they just kind of view these boxes as a way to dump their overstock and discontinued stuff. And that's why you haven't seen like Live Target, other than a good frog. You haven't really seen Live Target in our boxes in a while, because I just have this thing against, I'm not going to put the Live Target mullet, that mullet that I keep seeing in the boxes, and I'm certainly not going to put the sunfish.
The commotion mullet.
Yeah. So for me, it's more of let's get strategic. Let's, if it's like this month, we've got Arc in the box. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with Arc.
I know Arc. Okay.
So we're going to launch a couple baits. We looked at all their new baits, whatever they're going to have for 2022. We pick those out. We plan them. We build campaigns around them. Or, a new bait from 13 Fishing or something new from Striking. We're going to look at how to secure those baits so that we're launching new products, new colors, and we're not just picking random stuff and putting it in the box.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's good to hear too. I think, ICAST, I just always wondered how. I'd like to hear that you walk around. When you walked around this year, did anything stand out to you that you just went, man, I would love to have that in my box or my bag, because you're only bag, in the near future? Did anything stand out to you?
No.
Honestly,
no.
Me either.
No,
How crazy is that?
I think it was really hard to tell what was new this year, because we didn't have ICAST last year, so it was hard to tell what was new from what was last year's new and what was this year's new. When you walk that product showcase, I mean,
it was pretty bare.
Yeah, I didn't see anything where I was like, holy crap, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of the same thing that I came across. It was the first year that, and now everyone tells me I'm jaded. This is the problem. We've been to so many of these things that we're not used to, the new stuff that does come out. We overlook it. But I went into it and just was like, I'm not really sure there's anything that I really, really need immediately. And that kind of scares me. And I was wondering it from your side in a bag comparison, does that not worry you for the next year about what you're going to put in the bag?
I don't know. In honestly, in thinking about the products that I saw, and I'm probably going to get some heat for saying this, the product, Mystery Tackle Box has a lot of brands, and they seemingly, some of them just sprout up overnight, like, I don't know, hard hat jigs or stickies, hooks, or, I don't know, they make them up. I think that they've done a tremendous job with one of them. I think the packaging is unique. I think their 10,000 fish packaging is unique enough that it's good. And I think that they came out with this frog that has a little bit of a unique shape. It's definitely designed to catch fishermen. It's not, I don't know if it catches fish, but it has a cool shape and a really cool design. I like the way that the hook is placed. And for me, as I sit here thinking about all the baits I saw in the product showcase, still to this day, this is the one. It's the only bait that I thought that really kind of stood out as, oh, that's kind of cool. I mean, the Berkeley little swim bait thing was.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was cool. It's cool.
It's a copy.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I have bigger fears about what's going to go in the box, and that's really just comes down to supply and cost. Because I think you're going to see in the near future, every soft plastic manufacturer is going to either start reducing 8 counts to 6, or they're going to raise it $1, because the cost of the material is going up so much, the shipping's going up. And so for me, that's more of my concern is, can I get quality product?
Do you have to, so when you put up together a box, you obviously have a budget that needs to go into it. And when you start hearing having those thoughts, and do you, this in another direction, do you have issues getting the product to your warehouse at this point in time still?
No.
Oh, that's good.
I don't, but I'm also planning ahead. Now, that's not to say we don't have problems here and there. I'll give you a good example. The topwater month, we wanted the Blitz frog in it. That didn't happen because they literally got stuck and it sat in the port. I'll give it, like, I have a container full of products sitting in the port. It's been there for 11 days. Normally it used to be like it would land off next day on a truck the next. Like Blitz's product sat there for close to a month. And so we had to pivot. And thankfully, Daniel at Z-Man was able to give us the frogs. And so we just swapped out the Z-Man frogs for the Blitz and then switched months. But, you run into a problem like that. There's nobody on the, most brands aren't sitting on 20,000 units of X. They're just not.
Yeah.
And so you have to plan ahead. And then the challenge that we have in planning ahead, and this is, when I first started this, Ross from Mystery had reached out and he said, good luck with the regionalization. It's hard. It presents a lot of challenges, because they had tried it for a little bit. They came out with MTB Local, it was called.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and they were trying to do it by I don't know if they're really going to do it by zip code, but you entered your zip code and it dropped you into a region. I'm sure it was still state or regionalized, but it presented challenges because you can't plan your boxes a year in advance. Mystery can plan their boxes a year in advance because they know that, all right, we're going to put a square bill, a spinner bait, whatever the baits are, they're just going to buy them and put them into their schedule and it's random and it doesn't matter. Whereas we're trying to do something a little bit different, which shortens our ability, our window to actually get baits, right? Like I'm still trying to figure out right now what's going in the September box, if you can believe that.
Really?
Yeah, I have some holes in the September box because there's an argument internally about one of the baits. Oh. Like that's the difference between us and just about every other box, because I can't think of any other box because, or take Major League Fishing, right? They got I can't remember how old that kid is, 23, 26. He's literally a one-man show, and all he does is call around and say, hey, can you give me 8,000 of these? Right?
Oh, yeah.
They're not getting recommendations from the pros. It comes down to, if you're a sponsor of MLF, your baits can be in the box. They're going to run out. You're going to see it. Watch this. Next year at this time, they're going to start to have run out of, you're going to see so many, you'll have seen the same brands over and over that they're going to have to expand so that they can say that they're introducing new baits, and that'll prime the pump for advertising to MLF, because they'll say, all right, let us show you what we can do. But they can buy a year in advance, right? Whereas we can't. Like, I still don't have, from now until, the only month I have done in the future is December, because I've made a decision, rightfully so. It's the Christmas month. I'm going to come up with I'm going to do a Monster Bass takeover. I'm going to give you things like, I'm going to give you all new baits from Monster Bass. I'm going to give you like a buff. I'm going to give you rod covers. I'm going to give you some tungsten. I might even give you some Tokyo rigs. It's just, just like we do a Strike King takeover, I'm going to do a Monster Bass takeover for Christmas. And that's the only one where I can really plan ahead, right? But when it comes to November, I don't know. I really don't know what the conditions are going to be like. And someone might tell me that, this color works better than the others, and then we get into arguments. Like, I literally get in arguments all the time about the colors. And then, sometimes it comes to you guys, right? Like, there's a guy in the Northeast who, I love him to death, but he tears me apart because I send a shad pattern up there, and he's like, Rick, there's no shad up here. And I'm like, that may be true, but Strike King sales data will tell you, and the local tournament data that they're pulling from tells us otherwise. Like, we literally get sales data from some of the brands, and they'll tell me, like, listen, there's a reason why Sexy Shad catches fish. It just does.
Everywhere.
It does. And so it's hard. It is hard. There's times when I'm like, oh, we should do more takeovers. It's so much easier. I could just send you like 8 Strike King baits or 8 whatever brand, Z-Man, and my job is done. It'd be so much easier. But I feel like if we try and again, just trying to be different, right? We wanna give you the baits. We want to show you how to use them, and hopefully you have a lot of fun and you catch fish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. It's when you start talking about colors. I mean, if you ever talk to some people will tell you color. I say it all the time. Color doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the action of the bait that catches fish, and I know people don't like that, but that's just what I've been taught over the 15, 18 years I've been in the industry. And when you get a sample, I mean, that's a prototype lure right there. Just has an autograph on it.
Sure.
That's what the original prototype twitch shad looked like. There's no color to that. And you get those kind of things, and you're like, it's just. Did something happen?
Yeah, I'm having trouble hearing you. Hey, all you guys in the audience, comment down below. Are you guys hearing that?
Yeah, they are hearing it.
Okay.
Did it get better? I don't know.
They're asking me to ask you to check your connection to what?
Just to see if everything's connected, and if not, log out and log back in.
You want Mr. Steve Chapman to log out and log back in? I'm not telling him that.
What?
Yeah. Listen, I've listened to enough of his lives to know he doesn't have these problems. He's only having it on my show, which makes me feel like we're doing this. While we're trying to figure that out, we might as well go to a golden ticket here. So if this is your first time tuning in, every month you get a box. Now, I know most of you don't even read the insert that comes with it, but the insert's what tells you what's new and unique about the bait. Sometimes the color's new for 2021. Sometimes it's a brand new product release, right? Sometimes you're bashing me going, I've never even heard of this brand. And I'm like, well, just read the little card. But the good news is we give you golden tickets like Willy Wonka, except for you win tons of crap. Let me take that back. Tons of prizes. I say that because my office is still full because when I call you guys out, you don't claim your prizes.
We had somebody claim for last week.
I know. And I've got some. It's getting to the point where I'm just calling up random people saying, hey, you want some free fishing gear? So here we go, boys and girls. Golden ticket number 07989. Wait, is that a 0 or an O? Oh, it's an O. Okay, let's start over. O 7989. R is in Rick 9285. When we get back, we're going to talk with Steve. We are going to talk with Steve about boxes, brands. Did everybody just hear me burp? I apologize. BS and CS. Yeah, guys, all boxes aren't created equal, and it's impossible to make them perfect. It just is, but I can tell you, nobody's going through what we're going through to try and pick stuff. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram live yesterday. I cut open a bait live. This is one we got sent. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, it's Mr. Microphone.
I have got like 32 microphones around here. This is what doing a radio show does for you.
Oh, I thought you were hosting a wedding.
Yeah, I'm doing karaoke later on. Just make sure you tip your waiter.
Yeah.
Try the prime rib.
Yeah, got to have that. Are you going to have to hold that the whole time?
I have a stand.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. I like this. I like where we're going now.
Is that better?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Except it kind of looks...
Yeah, well. I mean, it's a family-friendly show.
Jared's back there going, what the hell is Steve doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, where were we? Sorry. By the way, I have to say, I got to give you props. I like the golden ticket idea quite a bit.
Okay, thanks.
I think this was a brilliant marketing idea.
Well, we're trying. I mean, look.
Did you ever think it would be this hard to when you left Lucky Tackle Box to come start a new one, that you would catch as much grief from some of the YouTubers like myself?
Yes. because social media has given everybody. Here's my problem, right? Social media has given everybody a platform to be a critic, and they don't even have to be knowledgeable. They just have to have a channel and then use their voice, and they can say whatever they want, and it goes from there. My problem is I want everyone to I hold everyone to a higher standard, and I know it's wrong. Like when I hear someone like tell me that, make a statement that's I know is absolutely false, I get so frustrated. I take it personally. I want to respond, and then I know, like, half the time I'm typing it, and I'm like, I shouldn't hit enter. I shouldn't hit enter because I know what's going to happen. And sometimes I just can't because my ego gets the best of me, and I'm like, and then I hit it, and I'm like, oh, I stooped to their level. What am I doing? It's so hard.
But no, when you comment on the videos I make, I appreciate it.
Well, you haven't
if
really
I'm
done
wrong,
anything.
I have no problem admitting it's wrong.
Yeah, you haven't done anything. I can only think of two things ever that have made me the Robo Worm.
You
comment,
can go ahead.
The Robo Worm
is
comment.
one of them.
Yeah, and you're like, I think it was a pack of Z-Mans. You're like, yeah, I think that these, they must be overstock or something because I got these in another box, and I'm like, no. And here's the truth. You ready? I probably sold those baits to the other box because.
Really?
All right, just so we're clear. And this is me being a businessman, right? Let's say I buy 100 units of something. And let's say I buy 100 of these River to Seas because I think I'm going to sell 100 baits in a month.
Mm-hmm.
But I only sell 90. Actually, let's say I buy 20,000. It'll make it seem sense. But I only sell 18,000. Well, now I'm sitting on 2,000 units. And let's say I spent $3 on this. Well, that's 2,000 times 3. That's $6,000 in cash sitting on the warehouse floor that I've got to try and sell one by one, which we know is going to take forever because Tackle Warehouse doesn't buy 2,000 baits. They buy like 24 at a time, and then they sell out. So I got the idea. Oh, they can come in. My air conditioning went out today, and it's only like 800 degrees.
Oh, that sucks.
So, how's it going, guys? Good. Is that Fred? Junior? It's Fred Jr. I don't know. So, I don't know. The air conditioning stopped working. The fan stopped blowing, and hot air is coming out.
And he's got to take his wife out for dinner. So get that stuff fixed.
Yeah. Whatever you need, let me know. You guys have free roam of the house. Thank you. Oh. Do you want to do a plug for your business?
Yeah, come here.
Yeah, hold on, guys. This is Fred Jr.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Fred sitting in there. How you guys doing?
If you're looking for any type of HVAC services here in the Valley,
Yes.
call
Fred
Fred's.
sitting in
Yep, there you go.
There. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
And ask where Rick's house is later on.
Yeah. So if I've got 2,000 of these left over, it's going to take me forever to sell them. And that's just cash lining up on the warehouse floor. And so I got the idea. I was like, well, for me, this is a full-time gig. For almost every single one of these others, this is a part-time job. And they need baits. So why don't I turn my excess inventory? Maybe I make a dime. I don't make a lot of money, but I move inventory and free up my cash. So I'm not joking when I tell you I probably sell product to almost every other box that's out there besides Mystery Tackle Box.
So
And Florida, your friends at
Tackle Club.
Yeah, Florida Tackle Club. Yeah.
But doesn't that hurt you when they put it out the same month that they do? Can't
No.
you tell them to put it out another month?
Yeah, so we learned our lesson very early on. Like Warriors Tackle Box came to me and wanted to buy a bunch of stuff because he ran into a problem. Like the ship didn't come in. He had no baits for the entire month. I gave him what I had, and at the time, it was stuff that had been in my box like 2 months ago. So people started to see it. So now what I do is I won't sell it to them if it's been in my box anything under 6 months. So it's got to be at least 6 months old.
Yeah, that's a good idea because when you start seeing the same stuff in the box, and then I mean, you really do start questioning it because
Yep.
there are a lot of boxes that only uses overstock and half
Sure.
packs.
Yeah.
And then
Overstock and half packs. And they're buying, and again, most of them are buying at wholesale. So
yeah,
so they're calling like a Big Rock or one of the distributors and just buying whatever they have, that they can make available.
yeah, that's I remember the Z-Man stuff. There was the RoboWorm. Just you're not,
Sure.
I'm not going to know
It's
every. I mean, I took
impossible.
enough grief for Robo. I mean, you and I talked about it after that
Yeah.
RoboWorm thing. I really didn't have a clue, and I'm not going to know every bait,
Sure.
but I'm going to know a majority, and which brings me to one of the things I want to ask.
Okay.
When you start, you in December, we're going to have all Monster Bass stuff.
Just December.
Don't you think you're going to catch grief from doing that? Because then that's what Warriors Tackle Box is doing, and they're just cloning everybody's stuff. Don't you think you're gonna?
We're doing 1 month where it's a Monster Bass takeover, no different than Strike King, and this has been like a year in the making. So
Okay, so you've done some designing of the baits.
Yes.
Okay.
Here, I'll tell you the whole process. So I wouldn't call myself a bait designer. I'm not like Hawk at Thunderhawk. Let's just use him because we know him. So what I'll do is I'll contact the factory who have their own designers, and I'll say, I'm looking for, I don't know, a medium diving crankbait. They'll send me half a dozen blanks, and they come just like the one you sent. No colors, nothing. And then we'll put on the O-rings and we'll put on the hooks and we'll throw them in the pool to see which ones we like. We'll narrow it down, and then we'll start to make customizations to it. Like, we made changes to the type of ball. Like in the popper, we made changes to the types of the types of bearings that were in it because we wanted a different sound. So we'll have a combination of, there'll be some glass and there'll be some stainless steel ball bearings, right? Because if you just put in the same kind, you get one type of sound, whereas if you mix it up, you get a different sound altogether. We've made structural changes to shorten the molds that they've given us. We've elongated the chambers. So we'll work with their designers, but I'm not sitting here. I'm not drawing this from scratch myself because I'm not capable of doing that.
Yeah,
I start with, like I said, they give me a half dozen. We start working with it, and then we start modifying them down and making changes to it. But what we won't do is just take
just knock off somebody. You just won't do that. You're making a change to it.
We're making a lot of changes. And when I'm starting, these are their molds, not theirs. Now, let's be honest. Almost every bait that's made today has started, with the exception of a handful of brands. They've all listen, Lucky Craft has been knocked off a million times. You probably got a dozen brands that are sitting at Tackle Warehouse today that started. I mean, there's some really popular brands today that are literally all have been knocked off.
Yeah.
We have a couple that the Patriot was built from the ground up. I worked with a bait designer on that one to where we started with drawings, and he was a bait designer, so I got to work with him and learn the process. We're working on a frog from the ground up. So
making a good frog is tough.
It's really hard. We've been at this for like a year and a half. Like I've yet to get one where I'm like, I don't know. It seems like every other frog on the planet. Like,
yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do with a frog, and to try to make it different, or it's like that. As much I know you have a good relationship with that Lunker Hunt. Yeah. This new skidder thing, and this is no bueno to me.
Yeah, come on.
I don't. I think it has a great tail, but I've had all sorts of issues with that bait since getting it, uh, and that's the kind of stuff that, even though it looks good, it's catching the angler more than it's catching fish.
Sure.
And you know,
I
and go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So in my opinion, in the boxes, the things I want to see is I always want to see new products. I want to see the new stuff. I want to see a name brand product. Not that I don't mind seeing some lesser name stuff or stuff that I don't know, like RoboWorm. It's nice to learn new stuff, but you know, colors don't really matter to me. It's just function is my key thing. Function and the name brand is just me, how I look at boxes.
I get it. It's hard because, like, you know, if I just filled the box with the Strike Kings of the world, I mean, you might as well go to Walmart. Like, to me, like, being able to put a Thunderhawk is an example. I mean, I'll be honest, I got more heat for Thunderhawk, and I thought that their Camel Craw is amazing. I thought that it's a really great bait. Like, they've got a good lipless coming. They've got that, square bill. And, you know, there's a debate internally right now about whether Thunderhawk should be in the box, because we got crushed for it, because people thought we made it up. Despite the fact that, you know, obviously we didn't.
Yeah, you didn't. See, that's the beast of the nature. I mean, you guys started off coming out saying we're going to put 7 or 8 quality name baits in every box. No samples, no discontinued stuff, none of that stuff. And you've set the bar so high for yourself and have been on the top for a very long time that we've come to expect to go even higher every time we get one of your boxes or bags.
It's hard to.
It is.
You know, but I think also, like, and I get it, right? Like, when I said that. I said, we want to give you the best baits from the best brands month after month. But then, like, when I come across a brand like when Davey brings to me Bob from Rabid Baits, and I'm like, what in God's name is this? Like, to me, there's a brand new company that's doing something innovative, and how could I not bring this to them? And I think that's the also cool thing about it, right? It's finding those either brand new brands to hit the market or the regional players that make really good product, but the only ones that know them are the ones that, like, live in Wisconsin because they've got this cult-like following in Wisconsin, but somewhere else, no one's ever heard of them. Yeah. And I think there's got to be that mix, right? Like,
but what is the mix? That's the whole thing. Are you going to?
I think it's 6 and I think it's, honestly, if there's 8 baits in there, I think it's 6 and 2. I think it's got to be.
If you were to do that, that would be perfect.
Yeah. So I think it's 6 and 2, and I'll tell you something else I'm thinking about doing. It's funny, you love Daiichi. I love, by the way, the family at Daiichi, great friends of Monster Bass.
Yeah.
You know that they make, like, True Turn and Stand Up. Okay. So they came out with a whole nother line at ICAST. Did you get a chance to see it?
Yeah, I have them already.
Yeah. And
did you get the AC working?
I hope so. Either that or there's some weird stuff going on the side of my house.
They're melting.
Well, I expect some weird stuff on the side of my house this weekend. Thankfully, I won't be here, but we'll see. What was I saying?
Daiichi, the new hooks.
Yeah, so we're going to put those in there. Those are great. But, yeah, so back to hooks. Tell me what you think. I'm thinking about not putting hooks in the box unless we theme out the box. Let me tell you, actually, forget what I just said. Let me ask you.
I like that idea.
Okay, let me ask you, like, what if I said, okay, this month is the Tokyo rig. You'll get your hard baits, but your soft plastics, we're going to give you 3 packs of soft plastics. We're going to give you the hardware or the terminal tackle and we're going to give you everything you need to teach you how to fish the Tokyo rig. And then the next month, we're going to do the Carolina rig. We're going to give you the weights, the beads, the hooks, and the soft plastics. And this month, it's going to be Carolina rig. Next month, it's Ned. We might give you 3 different type of Ned heads. And again, the soft plastics for it. So that every month is a theme. And we're not only are we just giving you your hard baits and everything that's applicable, but we have a theme to the month. And we're really honing in on teaching you new techniques or just teaching you to use them better by giving you the right stuff for it.
No, that's a great idea. There's two. If you can use the box to teach people how to become a better angler, and they have all the stuff they need. Like one of my biggest pet peeve is to get a product and then you have to go out and buy a 6/0 hook for it. That's no joke.
Yeah.
I absolutely, you get a negative in my book right off the bat.
Okay.
So doing something like that, I had kind of heard that you were trying to go all hard baits here in the near future. Somebody actually came into me. I don't want to. I'll text you it later at iCast and told me Monster Bass is going all hard baits.
The only way I could do that is if I manufactured them, if I went the route of Lucky Tackle Box, because the economics don't work, right? You can get a bag of hard baits are at least 2 to 1 in terms of cost.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was you know how rumors go at
Sure.
iCast. Everyone's got one. It's like a butthole. It's just how it is.
Hey, kids, so everybody's got one. It's just like a butthole. That's what Steve said.
Yep. While you're in there melting.
Yeah. I don't know. I hear the air conditioning and they're doing something. I'm sure we're going to find out it was like a fuse and it cost me $800 for him to change the fuse.
Because I actually think that I'm like other than I'm probably maybe slightly a better angler than most people who get the box. I think I'm your target audience because most people don't have a boat. They are,
I agree.
They're fishing from a bank, and that's like last month. I got that 8 to 12 foot diver. I mean, in Florida, other than if you're in North Florida, that bait doesn't work for us.
Sure.
We just have too much weeds.
I hear you.
But you know,
I hear you. You want more soft plastics, and you want these things.
I want that thing.
I just ordered them.
I want that.
You know how much this thing costs to make?
Probably 50 cents. I mean, that's.
But
quite honestly,
so in 2022. I'm gonna put more little things in there. I'm gonna put more tungsten, more things like EWG Neds. I'm gonna put these in there. I'm gonna put nail weights. I'm gonna start to give out again, when I think about a technique, I'm gonna give you everything you need so that month you can fish the wacky rig or whatever the technique is, and less about, everybody say, because let's face it, I put a hook in the box because, when Mystery started, they had this many items and a pack of hooks and a sticker, so you had to do it. But why do we have to do it anymore? Let's be different. Let's really start to turn this into something that's more of an experience as opposed to, I got my box and this box is worth $50, so it's a better value than the other one that was worth $46. I think that's where we win.
I think you that's what you should be doing. I think when you change to the bag, that was the first most brilliant thing. I think there are a few things that I've talked to people about Monster Bass. You guys have done the best marketing on the planet for your bag box. Switching to the bag, I think it was a brilliant idea. I think that you're going to always catch grief from how things work because no bag is ever going to be perfect.
You talk. I agree. Yeah, go ahead.
So.
Okay. All right, I'll call you when I'm done.
Okay. So I think that's the other thing. I think being regional is a positive thing for you. I mean, you're never going to make all of us happy.
Never.
That's the truth.
Never.
In a perfect scenario, how many hard baits to how many soft plastic baits, but You do have to have soft plastic baits in the bag.
Have
That's
to.
the truth. And me personally, as crazy as this might sound, I'd rather have more plastics than the hard baits, especially if they're diver baits. But as you go north, I think people would rather have more diver baits than what we have down here in Florida. Like I'm always like, I would love to talk to your group of Florida anglers a month before they send out that box.
Okay.
And say, hey, send this to Steve, because he's going to tell you he's going to give it to you completely honest. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. I'll say this ain't working. Like you and I talked before. What month did we talk about?
Yeah.
We said, look, I said to you, look, you got to have a chatterbait.
Yeah.
You got to have a frog. You got to have a swim bait. And there was something else. And you said, all of those are going in the next box. And I was like, oh, thank God. Thank the Lord. I'm so happy to hear that. It didn't matter what brand it was. All the stuff that was in there was perfect for that month. I think it was the month that
May.
the bluegill spawn was happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of chatterbaits and speaking of like doing things differently, I think the other thing that we do a little bit differently is we survey our customers. Oh, hold on, my air conditioning guy. What was it?
Did he go by and I miss
What
him?
is that? Okay.
It's a raccoon.
That's it. How much I owe you? $280. Can I give you my credit card? Venmo?
Yeah, just rattle that off for all of us to hear.
All right. Can you can you get his phone number or his Venmo information? I'll Venmo you right after the show. Thanks. What? Can you grab it? Thanks. Okay. Where was I? Oh, so, we also survey the customers so that we can learn about what's working and what's not. And it's interesting. In theory, products seem pretty good. You can do some testing, but then you send it out. And overwhelmingly, when someone's like, this product sucks, you have to start to take notice when you get it over and over again. And I'll give you a good example. Oh, God, their brand is all over. I hate trashing brands. But, so this product, I don't know if you can see that one.
Yes.
This is absolutely this is like the word,
it's all right.
This has got to be discontinued at some point.
It needs to be discontinued.
It needs to be.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. And so speaking of that, what about this idea? What if I were to send you a bait and it came in, let's just say I sent you this bait, hypothetically, and it came in a Ziploc bag with a card on the inside, and it asked you, and just the same way that you get blanks and you're asked to test it and give feedback, what if we sent out a bait and it came in a bag with a card and it was like, you're now part of the largest product testing program
Ever.
We want to bring this bait to market, but we want your feedback. We want you to take it out, use it, and then go to this URL, answer these 10 questions, and your feedback is going to help us to change the way that this bait. But you wouldn't know that this was a Strike King, or you wouldn't know the brand that's asking you to participate. Would that be something cool?
Yes. I think everyone would participate in that. I think one of the problems with some of the baits that are put out, like that, no offense to that other one.
Yeah.
I question how much they're tested before they come out. I'm going to say one, and I have no problem saying it.
Sure.
And I mean, no disrespect, but the Guggen baits are too soft. You can love them. I'm not saying anything against all the other guys, but as soon as you put a Guggen bait on it and you get one bite from the tiniest bluegill, that bait tears up.
Yeah.
Now, I want to know when or who decided to put that product out before it made it that soft, because that's $6 down the drain, or $6 or $7 down the drain for me. Now, when you get them in a box and you get that and 3 other packs of them, and you find out the first one is junk, then the rest of the stuff is junk too.
Yeah. Yeah, they're on their
And
fourth. I
no
think that
offense.
they're on their fourth recipe for the soft plastics. Because just like you said, they didn't do enough. They came to market quick, and they're beaten. They're feeling the repercussions of doing so.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
And
a
that
question.
just- that-
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, that I was going to say that just irritates the living, out of me.
Yeah, you and me both. We're gonna do one more golden ticket, and then what do you say we take some calls and see what these people have to say?
Sure.
All right, golden ticket. I6567Q5916. There you go. Now, because I don't live in a barn, I gotta turn off. I gotta shut my door. Hopefully the air conditioning's working now. Thank you, Rafi, for Fred. Sure. I'll sleep well at night. Might even get lucky. With Fred? Not with Fred.
Just out of curiosity, what do they win if they have the golden ticket?
Oh my God. If we could take this camera, I've given away everything from Lou's reels to
Shut up.
I gave away a TI. By
Nice.
the way, that's going back into the mix because no one claimed it. I give away prize packs. I'll throw a couple $100 worth of baits into a box and give it to them. I've got a prize pack from Weston worth $250 worth of their baits coming out. I've got a CBD kit, like $300 worth of CBD products. I've got apparel. We get sponsors that want to give away stuff and be a part of the show. So they always give us stuff to give away. I don't know. I'm secretly hoping that the next time you're on, I'm gifting you some sort of a meat pack from Omaha Steaks. That would be ideal.
Yeah. I mean, everybody likes the giveaways. I mean, that's one of the things that it's always good. Giving away those
crazy.
reels and stuff like that is pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'd give this away, but I cut open the other one and found out that there wasn't really tungsten in it.
I mean, how many lures do you think like that really have tungsten in them?
God,
If they're not over 14 or 15 bucks, that would be the key.
well, I'll be
Tungsten is
honest.
still expensive.
It's expensive. I just got my order from Tackle Warehouse today because I was told that these baits all have tungsten in it, and I'm going to cut it open live, and we're going to find out.
Yeah, I will watch that for sure.
It's a tough one because, like, I cut one open yesterday, and it was tungsten. And I've cut some open, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, these are brand. Like, and I'll never say the brand because that's just not my business to trash a brand. But, man, when they say it's tungsten and it's not, it's kind of super sketch.
Are there certain brands that you have had in the box that now you question if they'll be in the box in the future because of getting grief or stuff like that?
Yeah, 100%. Like, listen, I can absolutely say that I can think of a brand today that has had one hard bait in the box. I'll never let them put another hard bait in the box because their manufacturing process isn't consistent enough. Because I would say one out of, 10% of the baits would fall to the side. So if I'm testing them, right, like how much QA can I possibly, I'm QAing someone else's baits to say, yes, they run true or no, they don't. I mean, if I grab two and they run true, and then I put them in the box and then the feedback comes back that these are garbage, well, okay, I've learned my lesson. But, we can't be perfect. So we do the best we can. And then, like this, I would never put this in the box again.
But how many of those did you have to buy though? How many do you have on your shelves now?
I don't actually know. I think at the time I bought 20,000 units.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And
then only to get feedback that we didn't like them. It's hard.
Yeah, I did a closer look video on that one, and as soon as I got it in the water, I knew it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
As soon as I got it in the pool, I thought, first off, I didn't hear much noise. The second part of it, it didn't have the hunting action that you thought it would,
Right.
and I got that months in advance too, and
Yeah.
I held on to the closer look. There's some closer looks that I do that I actually there's a couple that I haven't put out for 5 or 6 months because that I don't want to hurt anyone's business, but I
Right.
want to keep it real.
Yeah.
And I've been like, okay, I'll just skip that one. And
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was one that I thought maybe I should skip because that was a horrible bait.
Yeah. Well, what do you say we take some calls?
I have one question
Yes,
before
sir.
that.
Absolutely. Anything.
So, okay, I've been critical on some of the when you have whatever Burley Fishing who has a special color, and then you put that price at $15 in the box. How do you get that value over like
Sure.
I don't even know which one. It might not have been, if it isn't Burley.
I know exactly
apologize.
which one it is. So it's an Alex Rudd edition silent
Yes.
square bill. So
Yes.
we didn't have a silent square bill. So we had to reverse engineer the square bill that we had to retrofit it to the size that he wanted. He wanted 5/8 ounce. He wanted number 4 hooks, and it had to be silent. And then he wanted 4 custom colors. So we had Messer paint the custom colors, then send the blanks over to the factory. The factory had to then go and try and paint them. We had such a high reject that there's a reject rate that's higher than normal because we want them to be a specific pattern. And then because we're not, listen, Strike King can produce a bait because they're making hundreds of thousands of the same bait, so they can bring their cost down so much. We can't. Like, it's impossible because if I'm only ordering, if I'm only ordering 15,000 baits, my cost is going to go up. There's nothing I can do about it. If I was making this same bait, let's just say, I don't know Bait Labs and how much they produce. Let's just say this bait right here. This is a vicious
Square bill.
little mini crankbait. Dives 2 to 4 feet. You can, and again, you got to remember all in because you've got your duties and your tariffs. Even if you could manufacture this for, let's just use round numbers, $1. By the time you pay all your taxes and duties and everything, you're at $2, and your shipping and everything else, you're up. Now that's if you're producing, let's say, 100,000, and you're doing it, you're making a commitment to do this on a consistent basis. If you're only ordering 10, 15,000, you're going to pay through the teeth. You're going to pay through the teeth. And and then you have to assign, because it's limited edition, like those colors, they won't get made again. So they're gone. So like, I'll give you a good example. We are going to retail we have one line of baits, Monster Bass. We have set the retail at, we're going to price admittedly high. And we can debate this all day long. At retail, they'll be $8.99. On our site, we'll sell them at $10 because we don't want to compete with retailers. I want people to go to retail stores. We're not going to skimp on the hooks. Like, we're not going to put, I don't want to say brand. So,
You're not going to put cheap hook.
We're not going to put cheap hooks. We're not going to put cheap O-rings. We're going to our goal is to touch the paint job at least 2 times more than most people, because I want to make sure that the paint schemes are good. And we're going to go to market at a little higher price point. So that's the choice that we've made, because our cost of materials, everything, when you add it all up, it necessitates, like, we couldn't bring a Monster Bass bait to market at $6.99 or we'd lose money. We just couldn't. The economics aren't there. And so if we're going to do a limited edition, we're going to assign a different price point. Now, what we have decided, specifically around to answer your question, I know this is long-winded. If we can't do it, if we can if our normal baits are X, if we can't bring a limited edition bait to market for $2 more, we're not going to bring it to market. We learned our lesson on the first round because the Alex Rudd, we started at 15 and brought it down to 12. We said we're going to take it on the chin on these. It was a learning lesson because we're not trying to gouge people. We're really not. We want to make an honest living, and we want to do it in the same manner as all the other brands, right? Like when these guys manufacture a bait, they take their cost, they multiply it by 4 to 5. That's how they come up with retail, right? So if this costs $2 to manufacture all in, they're going to MSRP it for 8. That's how it typically works. And so if we want to do a limited edition run and we can't do it for $2 more than what our normal production ones are, we're just not going to do it anymore. Because I get what you're saying. Just to arbitrarily say, well, this one's $12 or this one's 15 doesn't make any sense. But we're also not just picking random numbers. There's there's an Excel spreadsheet that goes into how we price everything out. I can't hear you. You guys hear him?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
So on that Alex Rudd one,
yeah.
I think what the majority of the people, or just the people online, they saw that $15 one. They went, well, how is this $15? But then like a month later, you had them on the website for like $10.99, or was it 12?
Yeah, I dropped them to 12 because we got into a big discussion about, did we price this too high? Because again, remember, we're still learning about making baits, right? Like I know a lot about subscription boxes. I've never created product that has gone to retail. And so there's a lot of learning that's gone into it. And it wasn't until we started breaking it all down and saying, okay, our cost isn't going to be as high on this, because, every day that bait sits on the warehouse floor, it's costing you money.
Yeah.
And so we learned our lesson on how to. We have the good fortune of being strategic with a brand like Strike King, that's willing to help us learn about how they go about like all the items that go into the costing of a bait and what their cost of goods sold is. And so as we started to refine the process, we were able to reduce some things and look at it differently. So
yeah, because that I think you caught. I think overall, I think you caught a lot of grief. I'm not saying it wasn't a bad bait at all, but when we looked at it, it was like, when you get into that $15 price range, you want one of those top end super lures. And I'm not saying that that wasn't because I had somebody call and say, Steve, I want that bait. You need to give me that one, because if you're not going to use it, I want it because I love Alex Rudd. And I said, okay, fine, I'll send it to you. It isn't like but as a consumer, when I see that $15 product, I want that mega bass.
Yeah.
And that's,
you're spot on, Steve. You're spot on. And so we've, we learned a lot in our first year of having branded baits of our own. And a lot of that comes, I hired, Keaton, who used to run Hobie. He also started Sabile with Patrick Sabile in the garage. Yeah. And so we've now standardized on pricing. We have our, the whole, the idea of whatever we go to retail, our baits will be $1 more on our website because we don't want to compete with retail. Like, these are all things that I'm learning about as a business owner and that we're putting into play. So, we've got we've got a couple new baits coming out, and we've standardized across the board so that, I think we can stand behind all of our pricing, because I don't think we touch the, we don't go to the $15 range. It's an $8.99 go to retail strategy, and that's where it's going to be.
I just asked because I know you really take a lot of pride in the box and the the business and everything. Talking to you personally when you and I talk,
Sure.
I know it's very important that that you put out a great product, and having that passion helps quite a bit. So that was just me.
Yeah.
I know you're going to go to
Go ahead.
you can go to Hotline or whatever now.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm perfect anyway. I make a crap ton of mistakes. I'm human just like all of you guys. And all I can do is, get knocked down and get back right up and try and,
and just keep
be
doing
better
doing
each
it
and
right.
every day.
Yeah, that's all we all can do.
Yeah. So, listen, we got a caller on the line. It's been on. Honestly, you ready for this? They've been waiting 49 minutes.
Oh, I apologize.
No, it's not you. It's me. So
Okay.
let's head over to Austin, Texas. Hold on. Hey, babe, what's going on?
Hi.
Hey, you're live. What's going on?
That's right. I always forget. Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi, Iris.
Hi. Hi, guys.
You want to say hi to Steve?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, Steve.
Okay.
Hi.
Yeah. So what's up?
Hi, Steve.
Yeah, he can't respond. He can't.
I can't hear me. I mean, I can't hear him.
Okay. Is there anything?
That's it.
Okay.
Just wanted to call you back, babe.
Okay, great. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, we having a date tonight?
6:15. Bye. Oh yeah, love you. Okay.
Sonia knocked on the door like real quietly, and she's like, "Are you in there?"
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen the tiny little terrorists. I got twin 8-year-old girls running around the house right now. They will tear this place up.
I got that 11-year-old boy that swims like a fish.
I know. All right. Let's do it, Jared. Open that hotline and let's take care of Austin, Texas, because I feel bad. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, what's going on, Rick? Steve, how y'all doing?
Good.
How you doing?
Doing great. Anyhow, well, talking about the boxes, right?
Okay.
Well, like with last month's box, July's box, great box. The frog, the bug frog, perfect bait, loved it.
Okay.
But only good for with the meshes, like all the mesh on the water and everything. I was thinking about with y'all with the tungstens, because I ordered tungstens with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Like with this month, like with July and the August box, but these waters that we have now here in the Austin area, Texas area, get a lot of saltwater grass and everything. Throw some tungstens in it, like a half ounce, 1 ounce, and put some 4 ounce and 5 ounce hooks with it. That'll be perfect for the baits that are coming in with it, because we get the bags that we get now,
Sure.
and we got to go like Steve was saying, we got to go buy a tungsten for it so we can use that certain bait to drop in that area.
Okay.
Or also, instead of doing that, throw some flukes in it. Flukes are also great for that type of grass too. They're easy. They're buoyant, and you can just rip them right on top too.
All right,
That'll be awesome.
I think it's really good feedback. Let me ask you a question. So the cost of tungsten
Go ahead.
the cost for tungsten, let's say a 1 ounce, my cost is going to exceed a soft plastic. So would you be okay getting one 1 ounce piece of tungsten, a flipping weight or wearing weight, whatever, in lieu of a pack of soft plastics?
That'll be fine too. Because with our other bags that we have, we get the soft plastics, and we can just use those to utilize those plastics that we have in our other bags that we get for the previous month. Throw them on there also. It's not like we're gonna grab them and just throw them away, put them on the side. Say we're not gonna use those ever again. No, we pull them back out, put the tungsten on it, and see if we can rip it out with that same bait that we used 2 months ago that ripped out our 5 pound or maybe our 3 pound bass, and maybe now that the grass is high and the sun's up there high and the high peaks, we can use that same bait with that same tungsten, bro. Throw it in there, boom, rip them back out again.
All right, I appreciate the comment. I'm gonna go to Steve here, and I'm gonna get Steve's opinion. Thank you.
I want the plastics, not the tungsten.
Got it. All All right, let's.
And I do often. You know, I do a lot of flipping, but I want. I like the terminal tackle in the box. I actually think it wouldn't be a bad idea to just do a whole box where it's all the necessities of a beginner angler that's first starting. As much as it wouldn't satisfy me, it would all those little things like that mustad thing you had, tungsten, EWG hooks, and then like Sinkos. Go to Gary Yamamoto, get some Sinkos. One maybe a swim bait or something else, and put it in the box and just make a starter box. If you, I'll be honest, you send that to me, I'm going to be happier than a pig in shit. Oh, sorry, pig in poop. I would love it.
Okay, what if I told you that on its way to my warehouse right now, you know those Plano 3700s?
Love it.
Okay, but the waterproof ones, not the ones that are water resistance, the waterproof ones with the real solid latches.
Yes.
Okay.
That clamp down.
I got 5,000 of those branded on their way to my warehouse. And all the stuff you just said, I have those available. And in time for the holidays, I have those little kits coming that you said. Open up one of those 3700s. It's got Senkos. It's got some craws. It's got some hooks. It's got some weight. It's got all this stuff so that whether you want to add it on or you want to buy a one-off, you can. I won't send it to everyone, but what I am going to do is like make it available. So, you know, this month, if you want to add up 3700 to your order, I'll give it to you for $6 kind of thing.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. One of the things I think, if you're helping getting new people the right stuff to do it, you're only going to help your subscription, the base, because nobody else is doing that. One of the flaws I think in some of the other boxes, like no offense to Warriors, I hate that they put every one of their own baits in it.
Yeah, I've had that conversation with Sam. I've said, listen, if you're going to do that, you have to either have really good baits, but then you've got to do it all the time, because if you don't do it all the time, the month that they get the box full of just your baits, they're going to be like, this is garbage. Either you got to be all in or you got to be all out.
Yes. But the problem is when you're all in like that, you kind of want to, because let's be honest, that box that he puts together probably doesn't cost him more than $8. All in.
Yeah, it does. For sure. For sure.
His 6 baits.
Yeah. He's not getting he's not getting those for $1.50 each. He's spending more than that. You can't land them. Don't forget, you've got your taxes and duties. You're probably 28% when it's all said and done, plus your shipping. Not a chance. That guy's spending for 6 baits. You said there's 6 in a box?
I could be wrong. I don't get that.
For 6 baits, he's easily spending $12.
Okay. Well, still, when you have all of one brand, and then you see other ones where you don't even know, no offense to Warriors,
sure,
you know, it's all the same thing. It's the same thing with Ross with Mystery Tackle Box until recently. All that Ketchco stuff and all those lures, that the problem that are in that box that you don't know of, people instantly get on their computer and go, well, let me see what this
100%
this bait is.
Right.
And then they go there and it's a 1-page thing and you go, okay, did someone just make that? Oh, hold on, those can't touch other ones.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Did someone just make that website for this 1 month?
Yeah.
And that just hurts as much as you know this. That hurts the whole industry when stuff like that happens. No offense to Weston, but I mean, Weston, we can't get any more in the United States. They don't do them. I haven't seen anything from Live Target in 2 years.
Yeah.
And if there's a Live Target in someone's box, it is overstocked.
It's overstocked. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to be such a good brand to work with because they wanted to like launch new products, but I think that they've fallen. I don't know. I don't want to guess it to what's going on, but yeah, now it's just a dump of overstock and nobody wants that. So
yeah, and really the problem, the one problem I always had with Live Target was it looks great,
just like you do right
fish. So, it was crazy. So
now. Let's go to California here and let's take this call. Third, I'm gonna go with this is T-Rex. I could be totally wrong, but who is this?
You betcha it's T-Rex.
I've done this once or twice. I'm starting to
How you
recognize
doing,
phone
Rick?
numbers. Good. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good. Just trying to stay cool. It just hit 100 degrees up here around Fresno.
Sorry to hear that.
My question for Steve, and Steve, I have to say I love your YouTube channel. Doing a great job.
thank you.
I asked this last week, and this is going to be like my go-to question now because I'm keeping tabs on what people say. Who was your biggest influence for fishing?
So I think probably the common thing is when I lived up in Michigan, when I grew up in Michigan and played basketball and baseball throughout high school and college. And my dad used to take me fishing all the time. And then I got out of fishing because of basketball. And there was a gap there, probably 3 or 4 years where I didn't fish. And of course, I fell back in love with it. And I've been able to be on the boat with KVD and Ike and Nelly and Jason Christie and a bunch of people. But if I look back at it, and I call him, I don't call him by his name. I call him Daddy. The person that's really influenced me the most and is a very close friend to me to this day is Bill Dance. And I remember watching him and loving fishing and watching it. And then also, maybe not for you guys, there was a guy named Jose Wahebe who died years ago. He did a show called The Spanish Fly. And then for fly fishing, it was Flip Pallet for sure. And I used to love Walker K Chronicles like no other. I wouldn't miss an episode of that show.
Nice.
So those are kind of, once I got back into fishing, those were the guys that got me where I am to right now, where I just, family first, of course, but fishing really is kind of gets me in trouble.
Oh, yeah. And Bill Dance was amazing on his show.
Yeah.
Still is.
Bill's one of the great guys. At ICAST, Bill got me into trouble quite a few times here just a couple weeks ago. He likes to see me from a distance and start screaming, "Someone get security, here comes Chapman." Oh. And and he likes to scream it a long way away. And, you hear it out of the corner of your ear and you're like, is that really Bill? Is that Daddy doing that to me? And he just likes to bust my chops. So he's one of those guys that's just a good dude all around.
That's great. And Rick, I have a quick question for you.
Yes, sir.
Last week you said I was a winner of something. I need to email you on that, or should I just drive my truck down to your garage?
You should probably drive your truck down to the garage. You're gonna have to remind me. Did I say you won?
Yeah, when I called in.
Oh, well, just email me your
Jared.
Email Rafi with your address, and I'll throw a bunch of stuff in a box and send it to you. You want some CBD stuff?
No. No, fishing stuff's good.
All right, yeah, fishing stuff. All right, yeah, we'll hook you up with some of that.
All right, yeah, because I'm getting ready to take a couple of, because I'm right here by NAS Lemoore, so I'm getting ready next weekend to take a couple of Navy guys who are new to the area out, and take them over to probably Santa Margarita Lake, let them do some fishing.
Nice.
Good for you. Thank you.
I'm going to apologize.
Well,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say bye, but go ahead.
I just want to let you know I can't get it out until Tuesday because we're leaving tomorrow morning at like 6:30 a.m. and we won't be back till Monday night.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Okay.
I've got plenty of fishing stuff anyway, you know what I mean?
Sounds good.
So I got a whole boat full.
Okay.
So,
awesome.
Hey, and you guys have fun, and thanks for the invite. I love fishing.
Yeah. Next time, my friend. Next time.
Next time he's giving.
Rocky was like an hour from me, and he didn't call me either. So.
Look at all the people coming out of the woodwork saying that they won also.
Yeah.
I do remember, I'll be honest, I do remember Bobby Alcorn. His name was definitely called. I don't know about Matt White. I never saw that one. But Bobby Alcorn for sure. Either that or I'm losing my mind. So let's go to do we have another call line? Oh, I know this
Thanks,
guy.
fellas.
All right, man. See you later.
Later, dude.
All right.
I feel like I'm doing Fish in Florida radio again, by the way, and interviewing you.
I love it. All right, go ahead, caller. You got questions for Steve? Let's hear them.
All right. Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Also, when I raised my right hand over my head last time, that worked really well. So is it okay if I do that this time?
All right, keep that right hand up in the air.
All right. So, Steve,
Yes.
I think it was last night that you did a live with Mr. Bass. I absolutely
Yes.
loved that live stream. That was a ton of fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. Also, Rick, do you need any tournament status, or do you think you're good?
Sure. You want to give an update? Are you logged in?
Yep, I'm all ready.
Great. So, Steve, I don't know if you know this, but we're having the Big Bass Championships. It's a one-fish tournament that is a Monster Bass subscriber. You get to participate for free, and if you're not a subscriber, it's $5. We're giving away thousands and thousands of dollars of prizes, and we've been giving away – we break the country into regions, and your next fish could be worth a bunch of stuff. I got 6 boxes in my garage full of quality baits that are going out the door. I almost said full of stuff.
Uh-huh.
So,
I love this tournament, by the way. I love this idea.
So go ahead, buddy. Give us an update from each of the regions. Who's our leaders today?
All right, the California, Texas, Florida region.
Yeah.
The standings for this first place is Jason Denise. He has a 25.25-inch bass.
So no update
25
in the last week. So in the last week, nobody has overtaken that. I'm looking for you guys like you, Robbie AM out of Jacksonville. Actually, I don't know where he's from, but I'm looking for Robbie AM to score a big fish next month and be our new leader, but that's just me. What do we got in the North region?
Yep. We have John Coverly, 22.75 inches. So he's the same as last week.
Same as last week. That's a big fish for the North.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a big fish.
Yeah, it is. I was surprised that they were able to get one of those. In the Southern, we have John Sowers, 23.75 inches. So he's been in the lead for like a month.
I think people are starting to get afraid.
Yeah,
I
think
it's
so.
the dog days of summer. Those big fish don't like to bite in the summer.
So what would you throw?
Yeah,
what would you throw this time of year for the dog days of summer?
Big shaky head.
Big shaky head.
Big shaky head.
How about you, Steve?
I'm throwing a Cinco. I'm throwing a Cinco and hitting every lily pad.
Just out of curiosity, is there a time of year that you're not throwing a Cinco?
There is. I know that sounds crazy. During the winter, I don't throw Cincos.
What do you throw? A curly tail worm?
No. You throw a speed worm more than you'd throw anything. But during the winter, I like throwing topwater baits more. I know that sounds crazy, but we're in like the water right now. Well, you have a heat. You're getting heat, but we have the water's crazy warm right now. So any structure you can find, and they just don't. Even though they want to move, they don't move. They want something just to drop over their head and just open their mouth and eat. So I just aim for every lily pad, and that's all I do. Frog, like the month you had that the topwater was wonderful because all those frogs I used every one of those frogs. I think I even did a video on one of them.
Yeah, you did. You even sent me it.
Yeah.
What?
Those frogs were amazing, especially that Z-Man one.
I got a lot of Z-Mans left. Maybe I should.
That's a great frog.
Maybe I should create a bundle and sell a 4-pack of those frogs, poppers, and that's what I'm gonna do. A 4-pack of Z-Man frogs from. I can't get it done by Monday.
A junior popper, a regular size popper, and then like a small one, and then a big
walker
one,
and a popper.
regular one.
Boy, you guys are really starting to get needy. A 4-pack of frogs.
I'd like it.
Okay, I'll make it.
That sounds good.
All right.
I would buy that if I didn't already have enough frogs. I don't need any more.
Fair
you can
enough.
never
I have way too
have
many.
enough
Also-
frogs.
So Rick, you said that you just ordered a bunch of your tackle boxes that you just made with your logo on them.
I did.
The funny thing is, I just got my tackle warehouse order full of brand new ones that don't have your logo on it, and I was like, oh dang it.
Well, you can never have enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Now's the
Especially if
time.
they're
Now's the
waterproof.
time to become like, obsessive compulsive, and you need better storage and better organization, and you probably need some more 3700s.
I agree.
Yes, I do.
I mean, I have mine labeled
And
with a
especially
label
if they're
maker inside of everything.
Of course you do.
I know. I'm pathetic.
I didn't say that.
I mean, it's all right. You can say it. We're friends.
Thank you.
I like to
Words
take
only
tape
have
and
meaning
stick
if you
on top
give
of
it to
and then
them.
write it.
All right, man. Well, listen, thanks for calling in.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Also, be great if you can call one of my golden tickets. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, why don't you just
rooting
put it
for
in the chat, and I'll make sure to call it tonight. Promise.
Thank you. Really?
Well,
You're serious?
no,
No, he isn't.
I can't. Listen, Bobby Elkhorn. He's got an itchy trigger finger, and if I called out your number because you put it in there and I didn't give it to him, this would be my last show. I'm only kidding, Bobby.
You're canceled.
Oh, you did? We got your email, Bobby. You're good. All right, man. Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you next week.
All right. You all have a good day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Whew. Oh, God, we got more callers. No, we don't. Oh, thank goodness.
Because you gotta go. You got date night.
I do have date
Yeah, you
night.
got a date tonight. You can shut this off. You can go on your hot date.
No.
Hopefully things progress.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. In 9 months, you could have another kid after tonight.
Whoa,
Look at
whoa.
the 2 new twins.
He's a developer. What? An economic strategist. Wow. We got C-level executives watching our show.
Oh, look at that.
Now I feel pretty good. He's more liable to write code anyways. So Steve, you and Mr. Bass started out recently. You've collaborated and put together a weekly show. For those people that are watching our show tonight that have never watched yours, when is it live? What's the show about, and why should they tune in?
I'm not sure they should tune in to start off with, but yeah, it's Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and we just talk a lot about what's going on. I mean, last night we were trying to set 2 people up that were in the chat, so that was we were considering ourselves the love connection of the fishing industry. So, yep, 2 and 2, and we just try to have fun and just keep it real. That's all it is. It was fun. It's fun meeting Mr. Bass because he's a really good dude, and he has a lot of the same ethics that I have. So I'm really happy that he asked me to join him, and he's been killing it on the YouTube channel. So I'm really proud of him too.
You same ethics. So you both have a spending problem when it comes to baits, because that guy for sure, Mr. Bass, if
He
you're
outspends
watching,
me.
there's a support group out there for you, because
Yeah.
if you look at that guy's like his little man cave, there's some money behind there, and it's constantly changing. Like, you see new stuff back there. It's he's got disposable income, that guy.
Yeah, he does really well. I think I only subscribe to 2 boxes. So any other boxes I get are sent to me. I get yours, and I get Florida Tackle. So, it's a good way for him to and some of the boxes he gets, a Lento box and stuff, people really love seeing those ones because they're hard to get. They're not as easy to get, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
They really are expensive.
You know, it's
So,
interesting. I think
he's just a good.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's a good dude. Yeah.
We have a lag.
Have you ever thought about making a really expensive box and just?
So that's what I was just gonna say. So
Yeah.
I've thought about it. Here again, the challenge is like there's that JDM box, right? Where you spend like $250 and you get $250 worth of baits, and you know there's no like value. It's not value driven, and they can do that because they're a retailer, right? Like, so they have baits in stock that they can put together to make those, and they have connections with the brands in a way that I don't. I have thought about putting together like a quarterly offering and making it like, I don't know, $199, $299, something that you get 4 times a year, and it's just loaded. And, you know, we could do more than baits. We could do, because, you know, when you start doing price points like that, you can work with the brands and get like Strike King to give you exclusive colors and do product runs. And so you're getting things that no one else has. It'd be interesting. It'd definitely be interesting. For me personally, my next, I want to come out with a kid's box. Brand new kid. This might be his first fishing pole, but we need to do it right. And we need to make sure that the education component is down, right? We got to do it in a way to where it's something they can sit with grandma or grandpa or dad.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes like teaching your own kid is hard because you may not have the patience that someone else would have. Like sometimes it's easier to have patience with somebody else's kid more than it is to have patience with your own kid because, you know, you feel like
they don't listen to you.
Yeah. So I do want to do a kids box. I just want to do it right.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've gotten it right just yet. So I think that would be the next one for sure.
Having a more expensive box that was quarterly, you know, you have to set yourself. You have to do it different than those other ones.
Yeah, you can't just fill it with like you can't just put 4 times as many baits in there that you do today. It'd have to be totally different. And I don't know. I mean, if there's ideas out there, I'd love to hear them because I would love to hear what you know, people would love to see. But yeah, right now I don't know the idea.
When you left Lucky Tackle Box, was there a goal of a set? You knew the price point that people would purchase versus if it got too expensive that you might not have as many subscribers. Was there a set goal?
Well, let's be clear, Steve. When I left Lucky Tackle Box, I didn't leave under my own fruition.
Okay.
I had a difference of opinion with the owner of Lucky Tackle Box. He wanted to go the route that they went today, and that's just make up stuff and fill the box full of crap. And I didn't think that was the right way to go. And so honestly, when I left, I wasn't planning on getting back into the business, but he took my life savings. He literally took like my life savings. You know, he screwed over a lot of people, and we're not going to spend any time with that. So when I decided to get back in, I knew I wanted to compete. I knew I wanted to go upstream a little bit. I was concerned about, you know, who my target customer was and making sure that they had disposable income. But I figured I'm going to concede the $15.99 market to Mystery Tackle Box and all the gummy bear fishermen. And I'm going to go upstream a little bit, focus on quality, and try to cater to people that have that really care a little bit more about what they're receiving, and they're not looking at the box and saying, well, you know, box A has a $46 MSRP and this one has a $40, so the 46 must win, because Lucky could win every day, right? Because they can just make up the MSRPs of every single bait that's in the box because they're making them themselves. So yeah, we wanted to go upstream. I mean, there's always been concern about like, price sensitivity. But listen, we have a $25.99 and a $35.99, and the $35.99 outsells it 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Can you hear me?
Check, check. Yep.
There you
I
go.
think you can now. I think the microphone dies after if I don't use it. So it's always one of those, you're trying to fit it into a certain price point so everyone is happy, yet you still have to put the right components in the box to keep people happy. It's not I don't think people realize how tough it is for you to put that thing together.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. It's again, it's a challenge because I want Megabass in the box. I want Lucky Craft, but do you want me? And this is probably a trick question that I shouldn't even ask, but Lucky Craft will appear in other people's boxes. But if you notice, there's 3 different labels, right? They're buying overstock and discontinued Lucky Crafts and putting them in the box. And the moment I say yes to that one time, that gives you the ability to question every decision about the baits that go in the box, right? Then that gives you the right to say, are some of these discontinued? Are some of these overstock? So as long as I stick to I'm never putting overstock and discontinued, I'm just never going to. And that's going to probably mean I can't have a Lucky Craft or a Megabass in the box. It just, and that's okay.
And that is okay. Having those ethics and doing just only improves your box.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Like I said, it's a tough,
Sure.
You're in a tough business to make. You're not going to make all of us happy.
Yeah.
If you make the majority of us happy, you're doing very good.
Well, we're trying. Let me ask you this as we start to wrap this thing up. Do we still have more calls? Oh, all right. Well, let's take this call. What I have to say doesn't matter. Let's go Bedford, Indiana. I'm going to go with, I don't know, is this Fishing with Gramps or is this Shield Outdoors? Let's go.
What's up, Rick? What's up, Steve? Gramps here.
What's up?
Fishing with Gramps. 3 for 3.
I love this dude.
How we doing, good sir?
How are you?
So, Rick, in previous, lives, we talked about these boxes and bags and bundles for the kids. It's something we need to do. And even if it's not something that is, part of the subscription thing, you still have a storefront. And I love the storefront. I love the Strike King bundle that came through the VIP stuff. And what you're talking about with the kids box. And you're on the right track with a pond kit or, themed boxes. Say you get a bunch of different colored thunder crickets and different trailers to go with them and stuff like that, because you have a relationship with Z-Man, with Strike King. You have all kinds of good opportunities to put together nice bundles that people can buy off of the website if they didn't always get them like in a subscription. But I still like the ideas of themes, and you've got a whole team of Monster Bass pros that put out these videos teaching people how to use the stuff. And I think, and let me back up a second too. The fact that you got the stones to have Steve dial in and have a one-on-one conversation shows how transparent you truly are and how much you care about actual customer feedback. You're not waiting for your fanboys to call in and, oh, Rick, you're doing the best thing ever. You're truly listening and accepting the feedback of people, and that shows that you cared. It shows that you're on the right path. So, we've had these discussions before. We talked about that Alex Red crankbait that I couldn't stand when I got it in my bag, and then you know what happened after that, and that's how I became a fan. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. So, I love what you're doing, and I want you to keep doing what you're doing. But I love the fact that you still listen to the feedback, listen to the positive, the negative. I know you watch our videos and you listen to what we say, and when we're dropping little hints, and we know you care, and that's why we bother to do it. But again, the fact that you're taking the time to listen, maybe to create some custom bundles, and things like that too. I still think it's a great idea. But, you know, I love everything that you guys do, and I want to say keep up the good job. I love Steve's channel as well. I love the way he reviews baits, but that he's also honest and doesn't fluff it for anybody. You know,
Yeah.
we're all guys of an age where giving strong feedback is something that we do, and we're all old enough to be able to accept that feedback. So you've got a business to run, and you know me, I'm just an old dude who likes to go fishing and teach people as I go. So I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing. Looking forward to the bundles, the kids stuff. You know, I want it for my grandbabe.
I know.
So you know, with that, and I'm looking forward to getting those 3700s with the Monster Bass logo on them as well.
You and me both. I'm waiting for those to come in, so I'm excited. So
Yeah, I got a boat that's empty that I need to fill up and start fishing out of more. But me and that kayak seem to be married right now.
I hear you. Well, thanks for calling in. We
But with
really
that,
appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Yep, keep up and love the lives. Keep going.
Thanks, Gramps. All right. Let's do another golden ticket. Ready? T9965N9866. Just hit us up at marketing@monsterbass.com. Just take a picture of you and your ticket, and we'll set you up, and we'll get some stuff sent out to you. So, all right. I'm going to do another golden ticket right now. D6457C4824. There you go. Your microphone's still off.
Of course.
Yeah.
I was saying it. I thought it was funny that you were clicking like it was on the computer.
Yeah.
And then you got a piece of paper you're chucking at me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm reading off the golden ticket numbers, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you have it. So, oof. Man, well, I really appreciate you being on the show. We could take calls all day long, and maybe sometime we should, but here's a wild idea. What do you say, and this is an ask on my part, what do you say I put together a product development committee? I don't know, for lack of a better phrase. Maybe it's guys like you, Mr. Bass, Gramps, some of the others whose opinions I value. Not that I don't value all of your opinions, but I can't have a conversation with, I can't get together 1,000 people, right? Too many chefs, and we got to trust some of the guys. So we get together a bunch of you guys, and when I talk about 2022, because I have some really strong opinions on a direction that I'd like to take this, I'd love to share them with you guys. You guys give me your opinions. And
I'm always there to help. You know that. We've texted before.
Yeah.
I had a great time talking to your producer today. He's hilarious.
That guy?
Definitely a surfer dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
how often does that guy surf?
Never. He surfs
Shut
as
up.
much as No Redemption Outdoors.
Ken Duke is a surfer.
Yeah, he and Ken Duke go surfing all the time. Can you imagine?
Cousin Kenny and him are out there surfing.
Yeah.
He isn't a surfer. He sounded like a surfer dude. He's like, dude, I am so stoked, and we're going to be shredding waves and hanging 10. And I'm like, what?
God.
I'd have a translator.
All I need is some tasty waves and a cool buzz.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. He was using the CBD the other way.
Him? Probably.
Yeah, it's all right.
You use that stuff? No, the other stuff. Oh, not anymore.
Oh, okay. He's a good dude, though.
Yeah.
You've got a good group, because Ken said that Ralphie isn't that who I had?
Well, his name's Rafi. I almost said Ralphie. But yeah, we like to call him Ralphie, especially on the days he shows up in the pink bunny suit.
Ken Duke is a very big fan of him.
We like Ken.
Cousin
Kenny. God, I look forward to that man getting his life back. He's going through a rough one with his mom.
Yeah. You know, you got to love his wife. His wife is a beautiful woman for what help take care of Ken's. He is going through a hard time. He hadn't used the boat in like 24 months.
Yeah, that's what he told us at ICAST. So.
Yeah.
Right.
Just say your prayers for him.
Yep.
Just like Aaron Martin's out there fishing this weekend. Aaron Martin had a great day. I think he was in the top 10 today. That's awesome to see. You got to be proud of that.
For sure.
How much pro fishing do you watch?
None.
Do you watch any?
None.
What kind of fishing are you guys going tomorrow?
Cabo. We're gonna go for Dorado, sailfish. Maybe
you're
some
going
tuna.
offshore fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just. How often do you get to go fishing?
Not very often. I'm gonna go. The next time I'll go fishing after that will be October 21st to the 24th or 5th. We're planning a meetup up in the St. Lawrence with Travis Manson and a few others on the hunt for some big fall smallmouth.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, you should come.
That would be really awesome. That's a great place to go fishing. That's a great place.
Maybe you should come.
I guess I should figure out and start filming right now, getting ready for it right now.
You're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, I'll have to. I might figure that one out. I want to go. Smallmouth fishing is one of the things I want to do more of. I love smallmouth fishing, and we don't have them down here. I love when I go fishing. The other day, I had a guy fishing near me, and he caught this small shell cracker, and he started yelling, "I got a smallmouth! I got a smallmouth!" I didn't have the heart to tell him that it wasn't a smallmouth.
Right.
I just was like, okay, good, yeah, good for you, man.
Oh my God,
you're a moron,
right? Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I love having you on the show. It's such an easy conversation. Like you said, it's more like you're interviewing me. I didn't even get a chance to interview you. So
that's all right.
But yeah, it was great. And as always, I appreciate the candor. I appreciate the honesty. And I think that's why your channel is starting to grow the way that it is. And I wish you nothing but continued success and lots of growth. Lots of growth.
Thank
man.
you. I think you guys do a great job. I look forward to your box. I look forward to I'll be honest, I look forward to that bag every month. I love the bag.
I love the bag too.
I love the bag.
Just so you know, there's a shortage, and at some point in the fall,
don't say that.
It's only going to be for a short window. I'm going to have to go to the boxes for probably 3 months because there's a shortage of one of the materials, and it's more than doubling the price. There's nothing I can do.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah. So we're going to announce it, but I love the bag. I think it's a differentiator. And again, just throw a few things in your backpack, take it, throw it on the kayak, and away you go. It's great.
I use that every time I go fishing. I don't bring a lot of crap with me. I only bring a couple baits, and then I'm done. I don't need tons of tackle bags.
Yeah. No,
bring that bag, and it's over, done and done.
Nice.
So again, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
And I appreciate it, and continued success.
All right, thanks a lot.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye. Wow, that was Mr. Steve Chapman. I got to tell you guys, there's not a lot of guys that I know that are nicer than him. You can just tell he's just a good, solid human being. So, anyway. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We almost went 2 hours, a lot longer than I wanted to. I want to thank some of the guys like T-Rex and No Redemption Outdoors and Gramps and Mr. Bass and Bobby Alcorn and some of the others, Model Fishing, and I can't name everybody, but Fish in the Southeast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in all the time. I love when you guys call in. Love your feedback and honesty. Not sure who our guest is next week. Do we know who our guest is next week?
Are we having a show next week?
I don't know.
Aren't you gonna be away?
Oh yeah, I might have to go away next week. not to camp or prison. I just might have to go away next week, so we'll see. But listen, thanks for tuning in. Golden tickets are down below. Make sure you guys claim your prizes. I need to get rid of this stuff. A lot of good stuff sitting in my office, and I need it to go. So please, tune in next week. Smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for everything. Really appreciate you guys. Have a good night.